Today is the final Dojokun day. 血気の勇を戒むること。One more time. 血気の勇を戒むること。In Japanese speak, 一つ、血気の勇を戒めること。血気。血気 is 血 comes from the word 血 which means blood. And 血気 is 気 is the same word as 気 kia is 気 or 気 or 气 in Chinese, and feeling. 血気 together becomes basically blood, and your feeling becomes vital power. Also means blood boiling energy. And Kekki is Kekki no Yu. Yu comes from the word Isamu, and this means courage or being brave. And Imasimuru, it's quite a difficult word. Imasimuru means to forbid or to punish or to preach from something. And Koto is the thing. So it's often translated as to refrain from violent behavior or to guard against impetuous courage. Such difficult words. This Dojokun, if you don't know any Japanese and you only know Dojokun, the other four Dojokun, no ordinary Japanese will understand. But Kekki no you o imashimeru koto, if you just say to non-karate people, they will just say, because Kekki no you is a very unusual word to be used, and Imasimuru is very old, forbidden to preach. So what are you talking about? Unless you write it down, people won't understand. Anyway, so it's at least well-used words in daily Japanese. Now, basically, if you look at the words by words, basically to preach from blood-boiling action. Therefore, to refrain from violent behavior, which is often used by, other dojos, non-SKF. SKAF use to guard against impetuous courage. It's a pretty difficult word in English as well, I think. Okay, so why are you trying to preach or forbid yourself against blood-boiling action? What is blood-boiling action? Basically, violence definitely, but that can include physical violence, verbal violence, because you might not be physically violent, but the words can be quite violent. Not necessarily tone of the voice, but the content. Sometimes women are not very violent in terms of the tone of the voice, but then some of the description, expression, and how you say things can be quite violent and hurtful. But also refrain from blood-boiling action, which is often a decision-making, I think. If you make a decision under the influence of your emotion, we often regret it later. So we need to make a decision with calm mind so we can make an appropriate, wise decision. However, not necessarily slowly. Ideally, you can make a quick decision, but without allowing your emotion to take over you, or blood boiling, just the rapid energy to take over you. Now, we often talk about mai in karate, which is the distance between you and opponent. Ma is the distance, and ai is the gap between. And so it is important to have a good distance between, your opponent and yourself, for obvious reasons, so you don't get hit, and you also can find a good distance that you can execute a technique with minimal risk you take. Now, just as much as you need, or it's important to have a good distance and mai when you are having somebody, it is also very important to have a good distance between yourself with your own emotion, I think. Even in the human relationship, like with friends, family, partner, the good distance is very important. When you get too close, often trouble happens. Or when you're too far, also it causes a big drama. So it's important that you can maintain a good balance of the energy and the timing within your emotion and how you make an action. I think this Dojokun is telling you that, not just to be, don't be violent. That seems to me it's a little bit too simple and one-liner. But just to refrain or forbid or to punish yourself from following just your perhaps initial reaction or just shallow spastic decision making that you feel like doing under certain circumstance. But if you can take a bit of distance, this is my head talking, this is my heart talking, and this is my overall decision, probably makes it wisest decision. Sometimes we have to take risks and we can't always, we always have to make mistakes to be a better person in the end. However, this is just a preach or teaching for us to let us know that it's important that you know yourself so that you can have a bit of distance, so you can always look at yourself as a third person's point of view as much as you see yourself within. I think this is a very difficult but a nice conclusion or nice fifth Dojokun. Hope you enjoyed it, and next week I'll be talking about something different, which is, what am I going to talk about? Mokso. Yes, I will talk about Mokso. Os!